Now that we are ready to start bringing in our TIFs to georeference, I like to look for physical features because I find the property lines never tend to line up when I come from developers, so I don't even check those anymore. So I'll look for like an overhead wire telephone pole. Catch basins and manholes show up great. So we have a couple catch basins. We have another telephone pole and a telephone pole down here. So now what we do is we take our drawing and all you have to do is drag it in. It takes a second to load once you drag it in, but it'll load. And so once it comes in, then the next thing we have to do is we have to define the projection. So then you go to the analysis tool, you go to tools, and then you get define projection. Or you can just type for it. I already have it loaded, so define projection. So then you click the drop down, page one TIFF, coordinate system, current map, run. If you don't do this step, when you save your drawing at the end and you reload it, it will not load in the right spot. So now that we've done that, the next thing I like to do is I go to the raster layer. And with the stretch type, it's very important here that you click none, because if you have a light colored line, it'll cut that line off of the drawing and it'll just be disappeared. So there's the telephone pole we've seen. There's the catch basins. And so now what we do is we go to the blend mode. And if you change it to a multiply blend mode, it will get rid of the white background on your plan set. So then you go to imagery, georeference, and then I hit fit to display, and here comes our map. It's overlaid, not in the exact right position, but I always save it here. And I've read that on an Esri blog that if you don't fit to display and save it, it doesn't always work with the control points. So now I add control points. So the first telephone pole that we saw is this one. So we go find that on the map. There's our telephone pole. You just left click and then you drag it, and you can, I like to see the telephone poles because the shadows usually line up perfectly. So we go to the shadow of the base of this pole and click. So now we have one control point. So then we go back up and we like those catch basins because I could see that pretty well. So we go back to this catch basin here, which is, that's the same catch basin as this one. So we can see the whole catch basin pretty well. So we'll go down there. I will grab this left corner of the catch basin, left click, go back up here, and left corner of the catch basin, left click. Now we can start to see how well it's lined up. Ideally, I always like to get 3 control points. So we can turn this off for a second. See that catch basin's lined up right on top. So we might not need a 3rd control point in this one. There's a telephone pole. Double check that. That's right on top. You can see the shadow comes to that pole. So now we hit save. Close georeference. Now here we have our georeferenced plan set with everything in the right spot. And now we can start tracing our utilities. We can double check a few other areas. They're calling this face of wall, burger. So this all looks like it's lined up pretty well.